Okay, it's a depressingly hot day. There's my dog. And I wanted to show you guys, I went ATVing, obviously, yesterday. Also managed to break my four-wheeler. The engine is no longer mounted. It's lost its bolts that hold it in place. So the engine now jumps every time you change gears. It goes like, the front end goes whoom. And that's bad, obviously. So I gotta fix it or something like that. But I did find some interesting stuff. There was an old abandoned house that land used to be farmland in the 30s, and I'm not going to tell you where, but it was anyway a farmland. I didn't have my camera with me. I should have videotaped it, but it was an old house, older than the 30s, but the farm was in the 30s, and it was like probably an 1800s house. It was very, very old. And so the house hadn't been kept up since I think like the 40s or 50s. And there was also tons of outbuildings. I think I counted 9 either standing or collapsed. But I got a couple interesting things out of them. I'll start with the least interesting and work my way up, obviously. I mean, I was really riding yesterday. It was muddy and dusty. Half the trail was through, like they had this little lake that it was only up to your engine of mud, but it was super thick, so we were going through that. And then there was also field, and then there was also woods with huge things. My friend was riding a 250cc. This is a 110, and he got stuck because it was so deep, so that gives you an idea. Anyway, I found this in the house, falling through one of the floorboards in a living room. It's an old blender, I believe. I haven't tried it, and I'm very tempted to. Because it looks pretty good. I mean, I know that the inside can be shot, but look, I found some information. This is the first time I've really looked at this stuff. Do I have anything abrasive to rub that with? No, but I have a scraper. Alright, it looks like a Rinterest 120 volt 60 cycle blender thing. I don't know, it needs to be cleaned pretty bad. If I can find a screwdriver, I'll take off these 4 screws and show you guys the inside, see what it looks like. I've never seen the inside, so this will be interesting. I know my video camera skills are horrible. I can't hold the camera up good. At one point this was painted in a yellow, but the paint has come off, and it's stainless steel or aluminum or something. I really haven't decided yet. That doesn't rust at all. I really would love to go back and... If the house wasn't haunted, it's supposedly haunted, I would spend more time, I would have looked more, but I don't, it scared me a little. I don't want to be in a haunted house, and it was, wasn't very well lighted, too. It was just a perfect horror movie setup, so I didn't want to be back there very long. We probably spent 10 minutes, and there was 4 of us. I'm probably going to do a separate video on my big find, because it needs its own video. Okay. Here's the inside, which actually looks not that bad. Like, I'm pretty tempted to fire this up. Maybe I'll do a separate video of that later. But anyway, there's the blender thing. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It looks like a blender. I have 3 car radios, also found in the house, scattered around. They're not that old. I don't think any of them are tubes, but, that's probably volume on off. Let's see if this one's tuning. Yeah, that one's tuning. It's awful stiff, but... This one is the only one I thought maybe was tubes, but it's awful small. This one obviously isn't tubes, but it's still older. They're just gonna go downstairs in my man cave, see? There's the inside of it. Actually, this might be a 1 or 2 tube radio. Anyway, I'm going to do better videos of all of them. This one really got boogered up. And then there's the big find. A GE vacuum cleaner, but it's getting its own video. I couldn't resist taking it, but it was so hard because that weighs a ton. Alright, let me see about firing this up. The reason I've got to get this plastic off first. Let me just say, if you find stuff back in the woods, kids, and this goes for adults that don't know about this stuff either, you're never, ever, ever under any circumstances about to do what I'm going to do, and that is plug it up. Matter of fact, before I do that, I have a machine in my room that I built that if it shorts out, it will light up a light bulb instead of catching fire. So I'm not going to run it this video, but I'm going to do another video. I'm going to call this video Barn Finds, House Finds, something like that. And then I'll do a part 2. So, yeah, all my stuff.